It's time for weekly challenge number 14, and it's about getting rid of addictions, food in particular. And we're dividing it up to finding the motivation, having a strategy plan, and committing to someone. That is the weekly challenge number. So this topic actually was derived out of last week's topic on showing your real self, being vulnerable, as I realized that every time I overate, which is every day, I felt shame. And when you feel shame and you feel you're not true to yourself, it hurts you. You need to fix that. Otherwise you will never ever be able to live the life you want to live, having a joyful and happy life, because you're not true to yourself when you're, for instance, overeating. You know you shouldn't do it, and still you continue to do it. So there's this endless loop of going against yourself, and that creates anxiety, that creates long-lasting problems, and you need to fix that. It's so easy to say I'm gonna quit addictions, but doing it, oh my god, it's so hard. And that's why I have found that you need to divide this up into three important areas, or three elements of quitting an addiction. One, you need to get a lot of leverage, motivation for why you should actually do it. Number two, you need to have a clear and structured plan for how you should do it. I mean, you will come into weak moments during this period, and then you can't be reactive. You need to be proactive, planning for this moment to come, because you will have that moment. You need to know how to act in that moment. And lastly, you need to commit to someone. You need to have something at stake, because that also goes with the weak moments you will have. You need to feel that you are responsible to someone else, that will give you that extra push which you will need in that tough moment that will come. So, the getting motivation, I mean, sure you feel that you need to quit something, it's not good to you, but it's good to write it down. Getting leverage, getting the motivation, we are gonna do this by writing down 10 things for why we need to stop this right now, and then 10 things for why we can stop this right now. I am overeating, spending 4, maybe sometimes 5 hours a day just eating. Can't stop eating. So a clear reason for why I need to stop this right now is that if I don't stop overeating, it will take all that energy and time I so need to fulfill my overall life goals. There's no way in hell I'm gonna reach those if I don't put that valuable energy and time into more productive stuff. I mean, eating up to 4 hours a day, that's crazy. I could be doing so much good stuff. They're creating videos or stuff like that. So that is one absolute must on that list. And so that you just go on putting up 10 reasons, getting that source of motivation for why you need to change this behavior. And then also write down why you can do it. I know I can quit overeating because I have done it before. I've proven to myself I can control it. I know I can do this because I am that person that are gonna succeed. And this is a requirement for me to do that. Just put it in writing, have that list, revise it every day. Just get that source of motivation, because you will need it. So the second part, the strategy plan, of course it will depend on what kind of addiction you want to get rid of. When it comes to food in particular, I've done this so many times, so I know it very well. I'm going to put a more detailed description below for how the meal plan is going to work, and the workout schedules. We have a 3-meal session, how much calories I will burn in my my base state if I do nothing. I type that in an app I use called LifeSum, where I can type all the calories I eat. And some people think that is way too much, and that doesn't suit everybody. It's so easy when you get used to it, and then it really makes it clear. You don't guess about things. You know what you eat. I mean, if you're going to be on a strict diet plan, that is a really, really good way to get the accuracy you need. Because I don't want to lose muscles. I want to lose fat. We're weighing it, having 3 meals, and no snacking in between. Putting a timer in between my meals. I so recommend gym weightlifting every day, but if that's not an option, it is okay. It's just much harder, I have found. It's more of the overall structure here. I don't know if the detailed plan in itself is interesting, and if it is, I can give a much more detailed video on that. And the last step is to actually make a commitment to someone, to have something small at stake, or just if it's just a word of I'm promising you I'm gonna do this. Having to stand up, tell someone that you didn't do it, or as for me in this case, I'm gonna give my sister 100 crowns. That's like 10 bucks, just a symbolic number. If that is something that is important, you can raise the number. I'm just saying if I fail, because I'm not gonna fail, that's not an option. But if I fail, I'm gonna give my sister 10 bucks. So just having those three clear things: the absolute must-do motivation, clear structured plan, and committing to someone. I think those are key elements. This is only the part one of the getting rid of addictions, to cut loose from the state you're in, the initial state, to get rid of the addiction. Then it's another step to actually introduce you to a long-term living that works with your life for a long time. I mean, I'm not going to count calories for the rest of my life, but this is what I need right now to make my life livable again, because it's just out of control. It's way too much focus on food. And that is the weekly challenge. Objectives are for 5 days. Then I do a new evaluation of how I will continue. I'm gonna follow my strict strategy plan. I'm gonna do the motivation exercise, write down 10 things for why I must do it and why I can do it. Then I will give my sister a promise of giving her money if I fail. It is powerful. It will work. So commit to me. If you don't have anyone else to commit to, if you're up for a challenge, do it. It's gonna be great.